Welcome, everyone, to tonight's call. We're really excited to welcome those that I guess on the call, but also for anyone who's listening the recording. We want to welcome you and thank you for the time that you're taking to learn this information. We're really excited because tonight we're going to speak about something that is near and dear to my heart, and I think it is to everyone. I'm Talita Mini. I'm living currently in Tennessee, but I'm from Australia, so my accent's a little bit different. But the fun part is we can be around the world and still be connected, which thanks to Zoom. So let's start the journey with our stories. About 8 years ago, I was introduced to a product that changed our life. At the time, my son was going through health issues. My husband was not sleeping with brain fog and just not functioning the best possible way. And so we knew that our family needed to have an opportunity to be living our best life. And so when I was introduced to this, our family was looking for answers. And so we found it through education. And so a friend of mine introduced me to something called oxidative stress. Now, most of you may or may not have heard of the term, but it's actually becoming a very big topic these days because oxidative stress is found to be one of the root causes of most of our cellular health and our conditions that we have. And so we know that oxidative stress is a big part that plays in everyone's health story. And when you reduce oxidative stress, you start to feel better. You start to see your life, returning to a bit more normality. But it's also great to prevent, for future reference, any health issues through reducing oxidative stress. Now, I'm going to share with you what that is, what oxidative stress is, and how it works. But we're also going to talk about activation. And so, activation, I'm just bringing the words in so that you get an idea of what we're going to be introducing, the terms that we're introducing today. Activation is turning on your cells to be functioning optimally. Instead of supplementing the body, where you're just putting a lot of supplements in there, hoping your body can absorb, we're going to change that and look at activation, how to turn on cells and gene pathways that are responsible for looking after your health. So the first term, oxidative stress. Now, oxidative stress was a new term when it was introduced to me. And this is good old 8 years ago by now. And what's interesting about oxidative stress is that everyone experiences it. It's not just something that, it's a term that only certain people experience. We all experience it because it's the damage that our environment causes on our cells and our body. And so have a look at the top list. You've got EMFs, chemical exposures, psychological stress, diet, sedentary lifestyle, poor sleep. There are so many different things that create something called free radicals in our body. Now, when those free radicals accumulate, they start bumping against our cells. So right down the bottom on the left-hand side, you'll see a normal cell. And as those free radicals attack the cell, they start to oxidize, and basically the cell becomes rusty and broken. And so an apple is a really great example of that because any fruit really that if you put it on the bench and put it maybe next to another rotten fruit, it starts to oxidize and it starts to break down and you'll have a rotten fruit shortly. And so when that happens, when your cells break down, you start to experience poor sleep, lack of energy, headaches, aches and pains, immune system issues, stress and moody disorders, and more. Brain fog. Now, when I was introduced to this, our family, like I said, was not functioning optimally. We were a young family, we had young kids, and so you would expect us to be living optimally because we're all young. Well, unfortunately, at the time we weren't. We weren't sleeping well. I know my husband was struggling with brain fog. My son had some learning challenges at school. He had concentration issues and then focus. But also he had more serious things like epilepsy. And so we knew that our family's health was really important. And I went on this journey to see if we can improve it. Now, we were supplementing at the time. We were paying good quality prices for supplements. We were looking at our diet, how to change it, but nothing was really changing or showing an effect as to what we had hoped for. And so when a friend of mine introduced this whole concept of oxidative stress, she linked and showed me that every disease and illness almost has a link to oxidative stress in the body. And so She said when you can connect oxidative stress to an illness or disease, that's usually when your body when you know that you need to reduce it and your body has too much of oxidative stress. And so because we had these issues, I knew that that was something we actually needed to address. Now, when you think about eating healthy and living a good lifestyle, we just can't control the quality of our food anymore either. And so we know that eating healthy and just supplementing, throwing supplements at it, it becomes really expensive to just have supplements and not really see a change and a difference. And so the introduction to activation happened. What happens in the cells is when the body, as you know, from birth, we have this pathway called NRF2. And when this pathway is dormant, the body stops producing something called antioxidants. Now, antioxidants is the way that we fight the free radical damage we have in our body. And so, as we know, the diets we're eating is not enough to really function as to what it should be. And so, unfortunately, our products or our body can't produce antioxidants. And so this is where this product comes into play. This product turns on something in your cells called NRF2. It's a specific pathway that helps turn on the production of antioxidants. And so you can see here that it can reduce oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. And it also helps reduce the free radical damage and repairs the cells. It also detoxifies the genes. So here you can see the ingredients. It's green tea, turmeric, ashwagandha, milk thistle, and black copper. Now, what's different about this product is you can probably take all those ingredients by themselves, but you won't see the change or the difference because they're not turning the pathway on by themselves. It was only when they found that they put these together that they could see the impact. So you can see there in the graph, the 36 is the amount that the NRF2 is activated with the combination of those ingredients in very small specific amounts. Now, this product has been around for over 15 years, and the funny thing about, or the exciting thing about this product is it actually has peer-reviewed published studies. Now, most companies have a study on an ingredient or maybe their own study on their product, but this product has over 36 studies that have been published, peer-reviewed, and researched through companies that are not our company. So there is actually universities and institutes and even the government have done research on protandim because they could reduce oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. So that's not common in any other fact. By the time that this product came out, no one else could reduce that oxidative stress in that amount. And so it did create some interest. And so what's exciting for me is I was not in the science. I didn't understand it as well. But what I did understand was not all supplements are equal. And so seeing a supplement that had the validation and the value behind it made it kind of, more for me convincing to try it. But the fun part is when we did start using it, we started to see a difference. My husband, his eyes actually improved, his sleep improved. Um, my son started learning better at school. His focus was better. And about a year into this product plus this next one, the NRF1, we started to see a difference in his seizures. Now, the reason we saw a big shift in his seizures was because NRF1 is actually a mitochondrial support. If you've ever gone to high school or school, you would have learnt about the cell and mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell. So this little mitochondria, they create the energy that our body needs to produce and function the way it should. And the only way that these mitochondria function is through they take the food we eat and create something called ATP. Now, they can dysfunction, and when they dysfunction, they actually produce dysfunction mitochondria. So they can actually multiply in the wrong way. And a lot of our cancers are mitochondrial dysfunction diseases. It's where the cell reproduces unhealthy cells. And so we know that the NRF1 gene pathway is really important for looking after the mitochondria. It helps get rid of the ones that are dysfunctioning, but it also boosts the ones that we currently have. And so a lot of our issues that we have with health, including Alzheimer's, ADHD, autism, um, epilepsy, they're all mitochondrial dysfunction diseases. In other words, the mitochondria in the cells are starting to dysfunction, at a rate that is really impacting the cells and the health of the body. And so we know that it's important. We need good, healthy mitochondria. And so instead of trying to just put in supplements and hoping it's going to work, you're actually adding something to your body that's going to improve the overall quality of every single cell in the body. And you know 100% of the time it's working because you're just turning on a switch. So instead of just throwing supplements at it, you're turning your own body's system on. And that's really key to health because when your body is able to function the way it should, it can produce what it needs to and look after it the way it needs to. So we start to feel better. Now, the three bundle, this is the Activated Essentials bundle. This bundle here is basically, this is what we as a family take as well. It's the, it's the, what do you call it? The basic essentials. It's your essentials for every day. You're addressing something called oxidative stress. We spoke about that. We're also addressing your mitochondrial function. And then the third thing is your gut health. So we know that the gut health is really, really key to your brain health. It's also important for many different other functions. And so putting a good quality probiotic in there is really important. This probiotic that the company developed is actually a time release capsuled probiotic. So what it does is, let me see if I've got one there. There we go. It's delayed release. So it goes through the stomach and into the small intestine before releasing. So what's really exciting about that is you're getting most of your good bacteria where you need it. And that's super important when you're looking at gut health. It also promotes healthy digestion. It helps your flora and good bacteria. And it also feeds that good bacteria. It's got some things in there like beta glucan that feeds your good bacteria. So overall, the Healthy Essentials stack is one of the ones that is one of my favorites because you're looking after your health daily and it's essential. For life to be healthy, we need good quality, good quality life in general, but good quality supplements or activators is what we call these, makes a huge difference on the quality of your life. The other product that we talk about is Axio. So our whole company focuses on activation. Every product that we produce brings in an element of activation because we know that when our bodies are healthy, we are healthy. And so we can just throw supplements at it and hope that it works and produces and absorbs what it needs. Or we can target specific pathways in the body that's not functioning well. And so one of those is brain and focus and energy. And so this here is our Axio. It is super, it's super helpful for a lot of different things. It's that afternoon slump, but it also connects your brain waves and helps you focus. So for kids, we give these to kids, and you can see down here on the right-hand side, you can see the difference in the handwriting from using Axio and Protandim every day for 2 weeks than before they had Protandim and Axio. So these products are not just for adults, it's for children as well. We know that we ourselves, like my kids and my husband and I, we all use our products and we all get the benefit from it somehow. But we know that, again, there's so many different energy drinks and focus drinks and all these things in the market these days, but not all of them are healthy. In actual fact, a lot of them have artificial sweeteners, have different sugars and different colors and flavors and things that should not be in there. And even the quality of their ingredients, like for instance, if they're putting in vitamins and minerals, you don't know what quality they are. And so this is what I love about this company. They are super conscientious about the quality of our ingredients. And also we don't want artificial flavors and sweeteners and colors. And so that's the thing that we try to keep away from, which is really great when you're a healthy family looking after a healthy body. All right, let's keep going. So the next thing we're going to talk about is something called GLP-1. Now, the reason that this slide is here first is I want to highlight something. In the US, there has been a huge shift towards weight loss drugs. Now, a lot of people are on these drugs, and then after a while, they realize that either they stop, working, or they're starting to notice some negative impacts. And it's interesting that this product, Ozempic, has had some really serious issues come out with it. And so in the US and certain states, and also in Australia, where I'm from, they've started banning certain compounding of semaglutide and tirzepatide and I think Ozempic because of what it's done to people. It's not only helped them lose weight, but they're starting to lose their mind, their memory, their sight, their speech. But we all know the problem is still there. How do we lose weight? How do we healthily lose weight in a way that's natural, that helps our body keep that weight off and be healthy? And so our company's developed an activating product called GLP-1. So GLP-1 is a hormone in the body. It's super helpful for a lot of different things. So it's not just for weight loss, but one of the benefits is when it is functioning well, your blood sugar is well maintained, your body is processing your foods better, your gut health is better, and then also you're starting to lose that weight because it's burning the right fats. And so we're starting to see a big shift in changing the diet is good, but when we add in the supplements like Enhance and Activate, we know that it makes a big difference. So GLP-1 tells the brain that you are full and that you don't need to eat anymore. It also, like I said, balances your blood sugars, reduces your cravings. It helps you consume less calories and be happier and filled. That food noise settles. I'm sure we've all, as women, I think we're all women here, have experienced food noise. And so I know for myself, that's one thing that has made a big difference is that food noise has settled down a little bit. Um, and then it also impacts I'll go back one if I can. It impacts our muscles, our gut, our liver, our brain, our heart, kidneys, pancreas, adipose tissues, and stomachs. So that's everything that happens with the GLP-1. So it's not just a weight loss product, but it's an overall health product for many different reasons. When they did their clinical research, it actually showed a reduction of visceral fat, which is the yellow fat. That's the kind of fat we really need to reduce. And then, of course, body fat overall decrease as well. But there is so many benefits to having a healthy weight. And so we know that with just some of the experiences that we've had with this product, we've seen some really great results of people with just feeling better, healthier. They've got better gut and brain access, like communication, their cardio and neuroprotection, and then, of course, improved liver, kidney, and pancreatic health. So here are some examples of ladies and gentlemen that have experienced our product. Each one has taken a before photo and then they've taken a photo at a certain period of time. You can see their day 90, 8 weeks, week 3. There's been some different changes for everyone at a different stage. So it's what's interesting about all this is it's your body, your blueprint. So everyone's body is different. Everyone's body will respond differently at a different time. And so it's important to keep that in mind when you look at all these results. You're like, well, that's great, but what about me? Well, the thing is, we all will take time. Everyone takes time at a different level. They'll start to see that difference. But it's exciting to see that people are experiencing differences and there's no side effects, which is another really big thing. So this lady, you can see she's had a huge change in her weight in 3.5 months, which is, I'm pretty sure, good for her overall health. All right, so collagen. Who here takes collagen or see it every day in the shops? When our product was released about 3 years ago, I was shocked at how much things were coming out with collagen. Everyone's talking about collagen. It's the next big thing. Well, collagen, the reason why it's so popular is because 25 to 35% of the body proteins are made up of collagen. So it's a really important piece to the puzzle. It's from our amino acids that we take to, our body producing its own collagen. We really, really need it because when we're at the age of 30, everything starts going saggy because our collagen is starting to deplete. And so we know that collagen is really good for our hair, skin, and nails, but there's actually other parts of the body that is really, really important that we have good quality collagen in our body. For instance, your muscle recovery, your joints, your bone strength, even eye health, liver, cardio again, your mood, your brain health, your gut health, your cognitive function, and then sexual support. So interestingly, for female men, all their private parts have a really, really high amount of collagen in them, which is super important to have that good quality collagen for your body. Another thing is stress response. So your gut health, when your gut is the lining of the gut is collagen, and we find that when you replenish your collagen, your stress response improves. So that's another exciting thing we're seeing with the collagen. And so it's again got natural ingredients, and what it does is it activates the collagen production. It supplements with fish skin peptides, and then it also hydrolyzed fish skin peptides, and then it also maintains. So it has vitamin C and a few different ingredients in there, from acai berry and a few other things that actually looks after maintaining that collagen. So the results we're seeing from people, I love Betty, this lady here in the middle. Her results are just incredible. Like that's from taking one little glass bowl, little a day, and 5 months later, you can see her whole skin, her face plumping up. Even her eye colors have changed. So that's really exciting seeing people. Debbie over here in the middle, she's actually a local lady that I know personally, and her story is just as unique. You can see her face has just brightened, the skin color has changed, her eyes not as droopy anymore. There's so much difference there, which is really exciting. All right. So I'm taking you through a whole range of products tonight. Now, please do not sit here thinking I am not going to buy everything tonight. That's fine. You do not need to buy everything tonight. We just want to introduce you to the concept of activation. Now, what you use in your household, may be different to someone else, but everyone has a unique journey, and we are here to partner with you and find the best combination of things to support your health and your journey. Now, when I first started, we were looking for health. I learned about the skincare and realized that a natural, good quality skincare that actually works for fine lines and wrinkles would probably be a good idea for me as I age. But then also, what happened is, as I learned this information, I started to think about people I knew that could benefit from these products. And so tonight you might be sitting here going, you know what, I saw in the first slide all the illness and diseases, and I'm like, maybe there's a friend that has something on that list. Or maybe I know someone who loves beauty, but she loves natural health as well. And so, the collagen in our skincare range are fantastic products to learn about. But, this is not just about yourself. This is about, spreading the word, getting it out there. Because when you have a good quality restaurant that you go to, you always want to talk about it, right? Or when you're, in a conversation with someone, you want to share something exciting that you just found out. Well, this was me. I was sharing it everywhere. And the girl who introduced it to me said to me, Talita, why don't you just start sharing it naturally? And, it can help pay the products for yourself and your family. And so we needed some extra money. My husband was doing training at the time, and we were on quite a strict budget. And so for me, it naturally became this opportunity where I could share with friends, mums who were struggling with their health, or their kids weren't learning at school. And in that process, I was able to start making some money. Now, that money wasn't just, my focus wasn't just let's make some money. It was actually, how can I help this person? How can I share something that I learned and it's helped my family? How can it help other people? And so I naturally started sharing, and that change brought on an opportunity for me and my family to go traveling around the world. We've also had the opportunity of going on incredible trips that the company provide. We've had my husband and I have gone to Croatia. We came to the States. They actually paid for my flights to the States and training. They give incredible support, and you get a community around you. So all these products that we have, it brings in an opportunity of not just products. These are really just life changes in general, because with these products, now have a community of people, and one of them is Corazon. So I met Corazon when we were living in Australia still. And I know for myself, it's been a blessing to have her a part of my life. Like it's just been such a joy and a gift to have met her through these products, through this business, through Zoom. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I just, I love this woman. She is incredible. And I got to meet her because of these products. So, Corazon, I would love if you could just share a quick story about your journey with LifeVantage and, yeah, where we got today.
Sure. Thank you, Talita. So hi everyone. I just wanted to share. I have a friend that actually was using Pro Tandem, the NRF2 product, many years ago, probably towards the beginning of LifeVantage, right? And she told me she was so excited. I'm like, yeah, yeah, that's nice. Good for her. And I should have listened back then, but it was years later at the right time. Um, our mutual friend told me about it, and I totally forgot about it from years back. But what made the difference is because now I had just had a checkup and found out my triglycerides didn't register normal. And I didn't have the help and the guidance or support from my doctor, unfortunately. So when our mutual friend told me about it, she said, why don't you try it? And I'm like, let me think about it. But in the meantime, while I was thinking about it, I was telling my friends and my family, you got to talk to my friend. You got to talk to my friend because they had some sort of health concern. And then my friend said, why don't you start your own business as a consultant while trying the product? So I said, okay, fine. So what I did is I actually tried the product and then I decided just kind of threw out a number. And I said, well, in 3 months, I'll ask my doctor to test me to see how my triglycerides were, how it would read. And I didn't do anything different but add the Protandim and the other products actually. And so it came back to normal. And I was so excited that I'm telling everybody more because now I had my results. So I was really excited and I told my family and friends, you got to try it. You got to try it. Well, some said yes, some said no, and that was fine. But what happened was I got to see the benefits for myself and my family. So that was exciting. And to have this, it's 4 years now. I've been in this business and just grateful because I do get to meet awesome people like Talita and have support more than I ever even understood because I say that because my mom, while growing up, she has done businesses and it kind of gave me a sour taste. I'm like, oh, I don't know why my mom would do these things. I just was not into it because our house had to be a warehouse. We had everything in all of our rooms and everything. So to me, it was a bad taste in my mouth. But this is different. It's more convenient than I ever thought it would be. Probably not like when my mom was doing it, but I'm not so tech savvy. It's an easy copy and paste and I have a great support, just like Talita. So I want to share both ends because my health has improved, especially that liquid collagen. I probably missed the information that it affects our eyes have collagen, and I did not get that idea. But when I was taking the liquid collagen and I went and got my eyes checked, they changed my prescription because it was actually getting better. And I'm like, wait, what? So I had to tell everybody else about that too. So, two things, health and in increasing income. So I was just grateful for those two opportunities, but more importantly, the support like Talita and all of the people that's involved. I'm just so grateful for that. So I just wanted to share that with you all. And that's it pretty much for now.
I love it. I love this story, Corazon. Thank you for sharing. And that's, I guess, the reason why I'm still here. 8 years down the track, I realized that it's not just health that people need answers for. They're actually the need for finances has grown tremendously. And currently we're building a brick and mortar business, and I can tell you now, it is not easy. Like if you have a brick and mortar business, there is so much more that's just on you. You have to worry about things that you probably would never worry about otherwise. And so I realized the gift of this business because you can build it in the nooks and crannies in life. You can treat it like a hobby, you can treat it like a business, but whatever you treat it like is what it will produce. And so for me and my family, when I first started sharing this, we needed the money. We needed to be able to pay extra bills and have kids in private school. And so I was able to do that through this business. But more importantly, I was able to see that impact on other people's lives, seeing them starting to make money as well, starting to feel better, starting to have their health improve. The products are good quality products that work every single time. And so I have clients now that are 8 years old in my journey. They're still ordering. I don't have to follow up with them all the time and check in what they're doing because they know the quality of the products. They've experienced the differences, and so they keep taking it. And so that's what I love about this specific Oxidative company. When it comes to direct selling, there's many different companies out there, but they're not all the same. And so it's really important to have a company that you can resonate with, that you can align with, that your values are the same, and that make it simple because we want simplicity in life. We don't want more complications. We don't want to get, overwhelmed with just extra stuff piled on top of us, when you're already busy. But that's where we have a system in place. You've got myself and a whole team and Corazon, or whoever it is that you join under. We've got the whole team to support you. It's not just you by yourself. So that's what I love about the business side. Now, how to get paid. We'll quickly go through that. So if this is you questioning, is this something I should be sharing? Do I have a friend that needs to hear about this? Or maybe I am looking for an opportunity right now, or I'm looking at a second job, or a first job, or a third job. Then maybe it is time to take a look at things differently. How can you add something to your life that can not only improve your health, but your wealth? And so this company here, we actually are publicly traded. So we're on NASDAQ. You can go look us up. We have people like Aaron Brockovich on the board of directors, which is a huge thing. That's validation on top of everything else. Now, the company also has a lot of incentives and ways they pay you. So it's not just that there's one way that fits all, but we actually have different ways. We've got a lot of affiliate marketers. So these are the people that are the social influencers, like on social media. They can just sell the products. They don't have to worry about building a team and all that kind of stuff. Or you can actually look at the value of leadership and growing yourself. And so either way works and both get paid well and they can go together. But if you have a look at the income, it's actually quite impressive for me. When I was a stay-at-home mom and started looking at this, I'm still a stay-at-home mom. I homeschool three boys, and my income is still there. My income right now is about a level, probably about managing consultant one and two. I go between those two right now is where my level of income is. But honestly, that's amazing for me. Like, to not be focusing fully on my business all the time, to take the time for my children that they need, and to still be bringing in an income is a blessing. And so maybe it is that you're serious and you want to see the serious money, or maybe you're just, an extra $500 a month that could just pay some bills. Whatever it is, this company has developed systems in place so that you can earn that money. So you can come in on a business pack. The best part about this business is that you can choose what suits you. So we always recommend being a product of the product. So it's not just about, I can sell this and make lots of money. It's about what is my own journey and story, and looking after my own health is super important. So we talk about different packs because we know that everyone has a different need and a different want. And so there is different options available from those who are serious, who wants to try all the products, who wants to give this the best go possible. They can go for the builder pack, which has all the products and also an event ticket. I believe most of the packs do have an event ticket, but then it has the best discount as well. Then you have something called a healthy balance pack, which is a very simple pack of products that you would be taking monthly anyway. You're addressing your health and your weight and also your oxidative stress. And you're also getting that business as well. So as a consultant, you get 10% discount on all your products. Or as a customer, you can go on subscription and earn a 10% discount compared to retail. So there's three different price brackets. It's consultant price, customer subscription, and then retail price. So come in where you're comfortable and what suits you. But honestly, it's been the best decision for me because you know, having a business or working for someone, there's a lot of time committed to it. Our time is so precious. But for me, having a business that I can decide when it suits me to commit to my business, and then when I actually commit to it, I'm seeing results from it is a blessing. And so these are just the different things that, we're talking about because we know that right now there is a big need out there. It's not just health. It's not just wealth, but there is also a need for community. And so I know having Corazon here and myself, we talk weekly. We're here to support each other. We pray together. We've become a family. It's not just about, who can I get on my team? It's about, what encompasses a team, what encompasses a community. what is it that you really need, that people who love and care for you and are there when you need someone at whatever stage in life. And so it's become a really big key to my life, having this business here. There's been many times that Corazon has been way more than just a friend. She's been a mentor, she's been an encourager. I know you both ladies know her, or anyone who's listening in. It's been a gift to have a community around you to support you through life. And so come join us if you're keen for an adventure. But if you just want to see your health improve, you can do that. We want to meet you where you're at. So please reach out to the person that invited you. If you haven't got that person, you can click my link and have a look at it. But please reach out, ask any questions if need be, and we want to thank you for your time tonight.